Welcome back to the World Championship Series 2014 and to the Group D Premier League matches. Our final game is upon us, if you hadn't already worked that out. Our crowd this evening have been absolutely brilliant. They've been so loud. What do you reckon, Sean?
What did you say?
Yeah, exactly. What,
I didn't hear a word of what you said.
What? Brilliant crowd.
Yes, the crowd is brilliant.
Very lively tonight. We like that a lot. Yes, thank you. Final game of the night, Group D. I don't know what we're doing with all this preparation. Like, well, what's the point? I mean, what's the point in having preparation when you've got 4GG in the group who just ruins all the predictions?
He does. He goes through first place, and I don't think a lot of people picked him. I had a couple of tweets today saying...
He's ruined your fantasy team as well.
Yeah, it's funny because a lot of people were tweeting to me today after I said that I was doing well in the fantasy. They're like, well, the only way I can actually catch up to you is if I pick someone that's going to not do well, and maybe if he does do well. And some people did pick 4GG.
I mean, incredible. It's just fantastic play. Goes one down to StarDust. You're thinking, oh, okay, yeah, well, StarDust then wins the group, all right. We're starting to think already about how 4GG and MC match up. And then suddenly, out of the blue, StarDust a little bit greedy, maybe, and 4GG punishes him at every single opportunity. I mean, that third map was a real schooling, a real, you know, a good education, if you like, for any Terrans playing Protoss players who are starting off greedy, just to punish them at every opportunity.
It's really funny because you get stuck in the mindset when playing against StarDust or MC of what are they going to do to me, but he just didn't even think about that. He was just like, well, actually, I'm just going to go over here and do this to you. Yeah. And, you know, whatever you're trying to do at that point, if you're not ready for this, then you're going to take losses.
Yeah, he was always on the back foot in that third game, StarDust. Couldn't get me nice pickoffs with the Oracle a little bit, but then that got shot down, builds another one, thinks, okay, I'll go and harass again, try and pin him back and get him down to low income. Nothing worked for him. Everything that 4GG did was brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, it's like 4GG said in the interview, as soon as he realized the mothership core was over the other side, not used for photon overcharge, he was going to walk up and he was going to do damage.
Yeah, so brilliant. 4GG goes through, ruins your fantasy league stuff. Unfortunately.
Can be salvaged.
I was going to say, you need to pray for MC now in this next match. It's a big game, big game now for WCS. It's a fantastic way to end the round of 16 because it's actually the previous two seasons champions and only one of them can go through.
I think, I'm trying to think back to the last 4 days. This might be one of the biggest games we've seen in the entire of the round of 16. Two champions from this year going up against each other. I can't actually think of a bigger game we've seen.
Neither of them have ever been out at this stage before.
Yeah.
It's going to happen to one of them, and it's,
I know, and it's really funny because you can look at it two ways. You can look at MC's decline from round of 8 last season to round of 16, which is like a little bit worrying. And then you've got StarDust, who was first to blow up round of 16.
Yeah, big dropout from him. Yeah. It's the worst drop we'll have seen, other than Duck, of course, when he won Season 2 last year and then failed in Season 3. The other dynamic around this is that they're both already qualified for BlizzCon. So in some ways, I suppose, they'll probably go... I mean, I was asked earlier, there's a crew wandering around following MC with the camera, and they said to me, if MC doesn't make it out of this group, what does that do to him? Does it dent his confidence? And I said, well... No, not really. He's that kind of player.
He says, okay, StarDust, you have the 25,000 from this one.
Kind of, yeah. He's like, whatever, it's just money, right? But focus on BlizzCon for both of these players is so big that actually, yes, of course they want to win WCS Europe. It's a bundle of cash. It's a great trophy to win. It's the prestige and the honour of winning that tournament. And there's more points to get them a better seed at BlizzCon. So, of course, they want to win, but one of them is not going to.
Yeah, and
I find that completely shocking at this stage.
4GG, man, turned this group upside down.
Yeah, he absolutely did. So, I know your fantasy team, but that aside, predictions for the game?
I actually believe in MC to do this. He didn't play the best series initially as the day started. He was a bit rocky, but I think he's definitely going to be well warmed up, well prepared, mentally ready as well to take on StarDust. And depends on StarDust and how he took that second loss there. Yeah,
because they've both got a bit of damaged goods now to cope with, haven't they? They've both got sort of like, where was I in that last game? Whereas MC's coming off the back of a tough game with Daishi, we have to say, but he won it through sheer perseverance, the old boss toss perseverance. And not only that, he says he was a bit nervous game one, which is most unlike him, and yet he's had a sleep and now he feels better. I mean, I don't know how you do that, but that's great.
I know, MC, man, he's such a bear. One big thing as well that plays into this series is that StarDust used a lot of tricks that gave him advantages in the series earlier. They won't work anymore.
No, I mean, if MC's good at anything, he's good at picking up exactly what a player can do to him. We mentioned this with Hasselhoffs earlier. It's amazing how the Korean players adapt so fast. One of the things that maybe separates them from the foreign players is that they are able to lose the first time round and win very often the second matchup with them in a group like this.
Yeah, it's funny that, I mean, the Korean players can play any race, any matchup, pretty much. Can play any map, it doesn't matter, any strategy, and seem to be able to do well. And the 3 map choices, the played and trusted maps that we can all expect to see some good games on, but very personal maps because you're in each other's face. It's aggressive, it's going to be intense. Mistakes are everything. One mistake and you're gone.
We haven't really seen all that much cheese, if anything, really, from StarDust, so time for it now? I mean, he knows how much MC hates that. We saw it last season when they played, and it really drove MC mad. He knew it was coming, but there was nothing he could do against it.
The thing is, I don't think we will see it, and the reason why is because MC not only was kind of playing against that style originally, but was scouting everywhere. In the main base and the natural, around the sides, he was already looking for that kind of stuff, and I think he's not going to change that this game.
Okay, I mean, if you notice one of the things from last season, or last year in Season 3, MC's scouting was a bit rough last year. We were remarking the fact that he would never pick the right way. We were all talking about, clockwise scouting, and he was doing counterclockwise, and it never worked for him. Go to the wrong base. I remember there was one game where I don't know what he was doing, but he sent a probe somewhere, then another one down the bottom, still couldn't find the bait, and then realised, it must be straight opposite me. It was almost comical at times, but in the last couple of seasons, his scouting seems to have gone back to where it was before. Yeah,
he's on top of his game. Scouting is everything in StarCraft. You have to know what you're playing against. You can't just blindly choose a strategy because then you're, virtually just rolling dice.
Although he'd have you believe that he can play with anything.
MC can do anything, man. No Colossus needed in this series.
No Colossus at all. There was another word in there, but we're not going to use that. Thank you very much, Sean, as ever. Sean's going to be back with us at the end of the programme for the round of 8 draw, so don't go anywhere when this match finishes. You don't want to miss this one. Go and tell everyone, your mum, your father, your nan, your aunt, your uncle, your granddads. Everyone should be tuned into this for the final game of the round of 16 here in the WCS Europe Premier League. It is MC versus StarDust for the last place in the quarterfinals. Here's Hasselhoffs and Kalaris to take you through the action.
All right, champions already entered the battlefield today to battle one another, and now they're going to have to do it again. Can MC learn from the lessons of our first series going up against StarDust?
I'm sure he can.
You think?
Definitely, yeah. But what was there to learn? Maybe don't lose your very last observer in the deciding map. Have it not in the control group, but like following your Colossus, for example.
Yeah.
And the other 2 games...
Tempest positioning slightly.
Yeah, but he won that one, so he's like, nah, that's fine.
Okay, could have won it a little bit earlier, maybe got out of here a little bit quicker, I don't know. But anyway, this is MC, as you can see on screen. There's still, I mean, the first series of the day for me was the highlight of the day so far, and then we just basically get to see it again. And I think on the same maps again, if I recall correctly. We have Overgrowth, Merry-Go-Round's going to be last, just a little bit of a different order.
Yeah.
King Sejong, was that?
Yeah, we saw King Sejong before. There was the game where StarDust was able to sneak in DTs into the main and natural.
Yes.
But yeah, this time Overgrowth will be the first map. Last series we saw Overgrowth as a 3rd one, and I mean, it's actually very, very hard to predict. I wouldn't be too surprised if none of these players is going for a proxy gate or something like that, because overall they were scouting quite a lot for that, like even in base and at the natural. So it wouldn't really surprise me if none of them is going for that, but maybe some kind of a proxy Stargate or a proxy Dark Shrine again, as we saw the very first best of 3.
Bring some tricks, but it could just draw out very long here as we get into the final series of the night, the final series of the round of 16 between 2 WCS champions. Spawning up to the top right-hand corner, we have our red Protoss. It is MC. And to the bottom left-hand corner, it's our blue Protoss. Representing my insanity, it's StarDust.
Yeah, both starting their first pylon in the main base, so definitely not an Overgrowth, any kind of proxy gates or whatever. And I mean, we have to wait and see when exactly they scout, when exactly they take their gases and stuff. That's when it becomes a little bit more interesting in PvP. And once again, in the round of 32, MC was going for a very quick expansion on Overgrowth. And he didn't do that last game in the best of 3. Was a little bit delayed.
Stargate on
exactly.
this map, actually.
Yeah.
Where MC technically got the upper hand at the beginning with Phoenix versus Oracle. So if StarDust were to try a Stargate on this map again, maybe Phoenix could be an option for him. But I think also, you know, StarDust is very attuned to the idea of going for Twilight Council and Blink, etc.
He likes it. He likes it a lot.
Yeah. So he might do that.
Could be, yeah. So wait and see. StarDust just now scouting his main base and checking for any kind of proxies. The gas timing kind of similar. Actually, no, exactly similar. Just a little bit later for Minchul, the second gas there. But he will not scout, it seems, so it won't really affect him because he can saturate the gases a little bit earlier.
Well, likewise, StarDust was reluctant to go very, very heavy scouting down towards his natural as well as towards his third, so he's feeling that only an in-base proxy would have been on the cards here for MC so far, and then just wants to get right over there, wants to know what is going on MC's base pretty fast.
Yeah, once again, MC with a scout after the Cyber Core, so he arrives just in time if there is any kind of tech structure, so you can see it.
Yeah.
Whilst StarDust is there way earlier. He can check the gas timings more closely, you can see the way the chrono boost has been spent and stuff like that. Especially, for example, if there's a second gate, he would be already aware of that. And
yeah, just poking around. Sees the pylon at the back, so maybe anticipating a tech structure going down there anytime soon. As, again, I don't see why MC would actually change away from the Stargate. He could happily do that and then just add on Phoenixes again if he wanted to.
No, it's the Sentry first, so I'm certain that we won't see a Stargate.
Okay.
So it's going. I think it's going to be an expand build. Maybe.
Oh yeah, with the Sentry.
Some kind of a Twilight Council follow-up, but I don't think so. I think we will see an expand out of MC. While once again, as predicted, we see the Twilight Council from StarDust. He really loves this tech structure. It's either Blink or DTs. Both are very viable in PvP. And both do a lot of scouting right now. Both sending out their Mothership Core, trying to hide a probe somewhere on the map. And for StarDust, there's also the Stalker on the map. And this is the build MC did against Grubby. So it will be follow-up by a Robo very quickly. Second Sentry, most likely after the Stalker.
I mean, anything else other than a Robo from here is very, very difficult. Oh my god, it's Dark Shrine again. I thought it was going to be Blink, but...
Can follow it up with a Stargate, but then you have to be really on point with your force fields and the Oracle timing.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, StarDust catches the probe here. I think that was the second probe, right? There's still one on the map. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. So he will find out. Maybe he will even see the Dark Shrine. I mean, the Mothership Core is in position. Ah, no, actually, there's a Stalker as well.
There too, yeah.
It's going to be very hard to scout.
Yeah, very much so. And the Robo starts up in due time to the point where he can get an Observer out and not take too much damage to Dark Templars if he goes straight for it. Probe doesn't get too much information at all, other than the fact that there is no Nexus. And he only saw a Stalker and a Mothership Core, so...
He saw the probe leaving, but can you really read into an expansion at this point? I mean, I really like the build StarDust is going for. And in an optimal world, he does a little bit of damage. Because the Nexus is so much earlier for MC here. Obviously, it's already finished. So double probe production is definitely a thing. But we saw in the first best of 3 that MC was falling behind in the probe count, even though his Nexus was earlier. Because he was usually pumping out more units.
There's an overcharge activated against just the two Stalkers, but 2 Dark Templars are now going to start walking
He's starting Immortal!
Has he he hasn't seen the blur. Oh, okay, now he sees the blur. Instantly cancels that Immortal, trying to get it out, but this is going to take a little bit longer. Good force field to deny this. The fantastic trap in there.
But the probes are tracked...
Yeah. Okay, so he gave him a few probes for free that didn't necessarily have to die there. He needs to throw down another force field to keep this guy in.
There's no energy.
No.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, so nice cleanup actually overall at the main. Natural DT though will get away.
Yeah. A little bit lucky for MC that both DTs didn't went into the main and sniping the pylon at the Robo. I'm just saying because that would have been definitely in time. But on the other hand, StarDust cannot know that MC is not starting with an Observer, right?
Yeah.
It's just, you can't expect that.
He had 2 robos in production, then realized he actually did and cancelled one of them. So a little bit of a slip up there, not too much though, as we just have Chrono Boost going into these Immortals now for MC, looking to solidify his position and make sure that he's okay with the probes, but he's still a little bit behind here.
Yeah, once again, 39 against 32 probes in favor of StarDust, which obviously his Nexus was later. Given, I mean, obviously he had more scouting information, so he kind of knew that MC can't be aggressive.
True,
and that's the moment where you pump the Chrono Boost into your Nexus to get more probes. While MC, he was like, oh my god, this is Blink, I have to get an Immortal. And then, oh no, it's DTs. Give me the Observer.
So all of these hazards that come along can really slow down your economy in the end. As he, behind this, MC is going for Twilight Council as well as his own Forge. He needs to catch up in terms of that +1 timing, that's for sure. And then, well, the Star Templar and the Probe are having the longest chase of all time that I don't think is going to end unless the Probe wants to stand still. And it's going to stand still. Well then, all right. So, actually, RoboBay is already going down for StarDust, so very, very fast commitment towards Colossus, at least.
But once again, so typical in PvP, you always will find out what kind of tech route your opponent is going for. So he scouts the RoboBay. The question is, will MC react in the same way? Will he drop his RoboBay on his own, or does he decide to go for something else here? Like,
yeah, he could change.
Definitely.
He could go Stargate. He could try and catch up with that. Immortal starts instead of any catching up of a Robo.
He's getting Immortals and Blink. That's somewhat similar to what he did. Yeah, he's swapping in 3 more Stalkers.
Could he go?
He did that against Grubby on that wing. I thought it shouldn't work, but he made it work. But let's see if it's going to be the same build. Let's see if he's going to add a few more gateways. No, he's going to get the RoboBay.
Okay, so slight delay on it just for in the offer of more, I guess, map control. Because in the end, with the Stalkers, once Blink is finished up as well, you can start roaming and just having a little bit of a look around on the map and poking and prodding.
And you can deny the scouting of the hallucinations when you see them flying in.
Yeah, yeah.
MC once again scouts everything. StarDust does the same. I mean, the hallucination did survive long enough. Will be taken out in the natural. He sees the additional gateways, MC that is, so, and the first Colossus popping, which is very important, so you know the timing on that one.
But overall, I feel this game is feeling very, very similar to, I guess, the past series in general, I have to say, because StarDust has little leads here and there. It's only 1 probe now in terms of difference, but there was, well, to be fair to MC, he did size third just a little bit quicker than his opponent, but the Colossus number will slightly be in favor of StarDust.
And the upgrades as well. +2 is already started, while MC finished his +1, but never started. Okay, just now started his +2. Obviously, charge, almost same timing. Thermal lances are on the way for MC, given that his RoboBay was delayed. Actually, StarDust didn't upgrade it, but at least he realized it, so
yes,
time to get it now. And he's pushing out. He wants to get the 3rd Nexus. Can MC scout him somehow?
This army on the left-hand side is getting dangerously close to that 3rd location.
While the DT is moving into the natural, but there is a cannon in place, so will be cleaned up immediately.
Yeah, pokes forwards, goes back.
This is such a good move by StarDust. He will be able to get the 3rd Nexus, maybe it will even finish.
And then walk in with the Dark Templar as well once he draws him away.
Yeah.
This could be great.
He will recall out, I believe. There's only a single Immortal, though, with his army, so...
It still destroys this Nexus
damage.
Very, very fast. If he recalls away and then just walks in with that Dark Templar, then it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But he decides not to. It's already been spotted by the Observer anyway, keeping an eye on things. So MC at least doesn't allow that to lose his sight.
StarDust is so good in these positions. He's always making the right decisions from... Like, the way he scouts and the way he moves his army and the way he gets his army composition is so good in PvP. He already has Archons at home. MC is still building at the Templar archives right now. +2 is already finished for StarDust, so if there is an attack, he will be able to defend it. So it looks good for him. His 3rd Nexus is done, so he will be able to get access to the 5th and 6th gas.
Yeah, exactly. And overall, how does MC combat the kind of army that StarDust is going to be able to put out right now? He's going to have basically the same units, but less of them. So, and also +3 has already started vigorously here for StarDust as well. So if he goes with +3 as it's finishing up, it could be a whitewash.
Definitely, yeah. MC is warping in a few additional Archons. He tries to get use of the Stalkers, but I'm sorry, right now they're completely useless. You can't even blink into the main base because the position of StarDust here is very, very defensive. And MC is sending out 3 more hallucination. He wants to know the third Nexus timing and if there are additional gateways, for example, or maybe you can catch a warp prism that is moving out right now. Because then you have to react to get a few more Zealots or maybe even cannons in the main base.
Yeah, and StarDust overall adding on his Templar Archives as well, because he wants to morph in Archons from High Templars, not Dark Templars. A little bit more cost inefficient in terms of where you want to be spending your money at this point.
Yeah, I was wrong on that. I thought they were made from High Templars, but obviously he had the Dark Shrine, so he did morph in 2 of the DTs.
Minor thing at this point. I mean, he has the economic advantage.
Yeah.
He has the army advantage just slightly with that third base. Now finishing up for MC, doing okay for itself, but still there is a little bit of room to make up here for MC.
Yeah, very passive game from both. MC trying to get a run by here with a few units, but not really successful. He's transitioning into a Stargate right now. My personal feeling, I think it's a little bit too early for that. Especially if StarDust decides to be aggressive here, but he doesn't have a pylon with his army, so...
Look at this +3, slowly nearing completion here. Fleet Beacon's on the way. MC knows he has to add something to his army extra, because he's gonna be behind when a straight-up engagement comes. So if StarDust goes with +3, the position of the army for MC is going to have to beat out the positioning of StarDust's, basically.
Once again, he's trying to force the army to the left side with a run-by. While his main army is waiting on the right side. Lots of Colossus. We have 7 against 6. StarDust ahead in 1 Colossus there. It's not the biggest of deals, especially if you get a good time warp. But he's gearing up for an attack here. Second Robo plus 4 additional gateways. Still no pylon though at the front to reinforce his main army. At least.
Left-hand side. But +3's finished now. +3 weapons is finished. StarDust a little bit reluctant to make anything happen because, again, the high ground is a significant advantage here for MC.
Yeah.
The firepower might not be able to beat it out. Doesn't want to take any risks at this point.
Okay, so he's switching positions now. He's trying to come from the left side while the Warp Prism and is getting caught by the hallucinations.
Yeah, and this is so clever because he negates the idea of high ground advantage coming over here with his main army, right? Whilst also putting some pressure on in the main.
Exactly. The Warp Prism is getting caught by the Blinkstalkers. Nice. Good usage there by MC, and MC has to be in a good position though. It's very hard to defend your third base. You need you need some good time warps, and you have to decide if you want to stand in front or behind the Nexus.
Yeah, time was wasted there, so MC's +3 weapons has finished up as well. Armor is on the way here for also StarDust, and he is getting a few more High Templars to morph into Archons at the front, so every unit is going to count, every single unit.
We have a single Tempest, he's building 2 more, he's building cannons in the main base, and he's trying to get rid of his Stalkers, so he frees up a little bit of supply. MC that is obviously, and StarDust is sieging the third base. He needs to be careful though. Yeah. If he gets caught by a time warp, he might lose his Colossus very, very quickly.
Yes, definitely. That's the big game changer when it comes to Colossus versus Colossus time warp. You can't easily get out of it. A few Zealots get an Archon for free on that watchtower. And
that hurts.
Whoa, real mothership. Real mothership. Okay.
It's MC that's going for it.
Yeah.
We saw that in the last grand final of the WCS European, or the European final. It was StarDust against Sun, and it was on King Sejong Station where we saw the mothership point being added.
Just wants the ability to keep these things cloaked.
Yeah, the Colossus, if they are cloaked, it's very hard to engage into it.
Yeah.
Just
you don't really
try to imagine running into that. Yeah.
Exactly, unless you have an observer placed right above your opponent's army, which you don't because they're, you have equal observers there and AoE anti-air to deal with it. Then how do you know how they're positioned to actually engage? Not 100%, that's for sure.
Huge run by here with the Stalkers and Archon, DTs and Zealots, and he's at 200 supply started as he's going to get 2 Colossus maybe.
Oh, wow. Great pickup there for MC. Unfortunately for StarDust, the recall just did not serve him well.
No, not at all. Warp Prism is being cleaned up by the Tempests here.
MC stepping it up here in this game number 1 of this final series of the round of 16, trying to deal with the harassment. At the same time, we're trying to run away with that small attacking force here, but gonna get caught out. That's quite a chunk of supply there. StarDust will bring it down, but plus air weapons is starting up here for MC as well, so those Tempests are gathering a lot of momentum behind them.
And look at this. So StarDust lost 2 Colossus and a few additional units, and he's not rebuilding anything right now. And that's what I was mentioning earlier on. He's extremely smart about what he has to add to his composition right now. I'm a little bit surprised that we don't see Stargates or anything. He's actually getting 4 additional probes to saturate his 4th base, I believe. And he's very careful with spending his supply and his money right now.
And I think I can't tell whether or not he's actually seen the mothership, the real mothership.
So. Yeah.
But the warp prism, I think he has to like warp in a High Templar and try and snipe it out with a feedback once it gathers more energy, or at least do some damage to it. I mean, and then try and kill it off or something, because. Obviously, a feedback, I don't think it fully even kills it, right?
No, not at all. He's going for base trade, I believe.
Oh, wow.
He was waiting very long. He was warping an additional Archons, I believe, now.
But MC gets such a full head start. He's already here.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what will happen here.
Okay, then. Well, Tempests are going to help out quite a lot because they just... Anything that would happen during this is going to zone them out. But, of course, they don't deal out damage as quickly as other units would, so... Maybe StarDust can make up the difference in that.
On the left side, there's a single probe escaping here for MC. I think all other probes will actually die. And they're getting shit. Oh, it survives.
Oh, wow.
And it dropped the Nexus already for the base trade. He knows exactly what time it is.
Yeah, retreats to the safety of the army there as StarDust on the other side, trying to clean up as much as he can, as quickly as he can. Unit count, let's have a look at this. 9 Archons to 2. But if he doesn't have ample... anti-air to deal with those Tempests, how is he ever going to win? The Archons once again need to get under them, basically.
No Mothership Core for StarDust. He can't retreat, and you're absolutely right about the Tempest. I think, actually, StarDust is in a position where it's very, very hard to take a fight.
Look at the minimap. Look at all the Nexus.
Yeah, MC was going crazy, yeah.
He's like, well, not going to lose this base trade.
No.
But overall, MC didn't do massive damage to his opponent's infrastructure.
Yeah, that's true. He took down the 3rd base, though. That was the source of income.
Yeah, so he needs extra income somehow. I guess he's going to try and long distance mine with the 30 probes he has eventually.
Big. Actually, from both players, army supply is very similar.
Yeah.
Just I thought like StarDust's army looks so much bigger, but I guess it's because he has more small units compared to the Tempest and the Mothership.
Keep running around and kill some of these Nexus, but it's going to take a while. As he's trying to blink forwards, get on top of these Tempests, he knows he needs to kill those fast. Everything is cloaked up here though, and there's actually only one observer for MC, and it's nowhere near. He can't see this army. He can't see it. He's got to get out of there. He would take massive damage otherwise.
Yeah. The observer's on the left side. It's somewhere.
It's right there.
Yeah, it's right there. It's
just to the left.
Just to the left bunker a little bit. Yep, there we go.
Oh.
And he's rebuilding 2 of them. That's the moment when you have to hit your select all army because you need the observer just to make sure you have one. And yeah, you're mentioning it. He lost so much in that engagement because he just couldn't see anything.
Yeah, he lost 2 Tempests, did MC, but he replenished them very quickly off the back of this. So they're still causing a big problem here for any engagement that comes along because, yes, he's already killed off a few Colossi, and now it's still 8-5 in favor of MC. So MC's playing this game out great.
Another Archon being picked off, and StarDust is losing units here. Was actually a very good call by MC to go for the Mothership. Not only the Tempest, but the Mothership provides so much to this army right now. And StarDust is getting cornered. He's actually getting cornered completely. He has no... Oh my god. He has no way out.
There is no way. The Tempests are going to start doing their work. So if they can bring down the Colossus quickly here during this fight, again, he still doesn't see a lot of this. He has to bring down the Mothership before he can even do a whole lot. There's a small chunk of this army down to the bottom, but everything is going uncontested. He takes a massive supply lead, does MC. There you go, GG. Game number 1 goes to the boss toss.
Easy peasy, the very last fight. If your opponent is blind, I mean, you basically just have to A-move.
Yeah.
There was nothing you could do.
No, not at all. Not at all. And this really shows the power of that Mothership and its ability. I mean, think about it. If you've got Tempest behind that and your opponent doesn't, how are they ever going to get detection right there when you have an Observer no doubt there as well, and the Observer could easily die off of your opponents, and then he's blind again?
Yeah.
Very difficult to deal with.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And I was a little bit surprised. StarDust had a huge bunk in the mid game or the early late game, but he didn't decide to add any Stargates or I don't know. Like he wasn't very decisive with his army neither. He was running around a little bit trying to poke in, but he wasn't really able to kill MC, and then he had no backup plan. He was just like, okay, I stay with his army composition and I will make it work, but it's not going to work against Mothership and Tempest.
Another thing that probably isn't going to work again is on our second map, King Sage on Station, as StarDust's Dark Templar tomfoolery probably not going to get that much done. So he's going to have to look for another route, I feel, here. He's been so willing to mix them in and try and get something done with them, but MC in that last game seemed on point.
He knew how to play it. He knew how to play the late game in PvP. It looked very, very solid, even though he was out of position for the first attack of StarDust when he lost his third Nexus. There was no follow-up pressure afterwards at the third Nexus, so he just took it again. He got up his Colossus count. He was sure to get his Tempest out. I personally thought it was a little bit early, but actually it seemed like the perfect timing because StarDust was not really attacking at that point, and from there on it was not easy, but something you can definitely do.
Yeah, true, too true. All right, let's get into game number 2 then, as this man down to the bottom right leads 1-0. He's one game away from the round of 8 once again. As our red Protoss, it is MC. And he could do it, but he's going up against this guy up to the top left-hand corner. He's currently our reigning WCS champion, one game away from elimination. Representing my insanity, it is StarDust.
Only one map away. That's tough position to be in, and I think we saw it in his face right after the game. Didn't look happy at all, and I guess also was surprised of how little damage he was actually dealing in the very last fight, given that there was no observer nearby. I think they were sniped off once again, and the other one was still chilling on the left side of the map. It's definitely something he has to be careful of. Same for MC though. I mean, he lost the very first best of 3 in pretty much the same way, not having an observer against the DTs in the end anymore.
Yeah, came back to bite you, StarDust. Came back to bite you.
Yeah.
As for now, MC just looking at one more map win, and oh boy, can you imagine he is determined here, as he usually is when it comes to these crucial clutch situations. As we said, these two players are already going to BlizzCon, but a little bit more pocket money in your piggy bank would be pretty nice here at WCS Europe.
Indeed. And that's the curse of winning the first set, the very first best of 3, and then you meet the same guy again. It's going to be a completely different best of 3. Oftentimes, the guy who lost in the first set will make more adjustments to his play, because for him it's more obvious what he has to improve, while the winner is like, okay, it worked out, do I play the same or do I have to mix it up? I don't know. I won the first best of 3, so I will give it a try again. It's a very, very hard spot to be in, actually.
Yeah, it is. It is. We see it time and time again. We've seen it a lot in WCS Europe this season as well as past. And Mr. StarDust comes in here and sees 2 pylons so far. So obviously another pylon's going to be going down in just a little bit. And if he sees it in the main base, and it's going to give him a little bit of security back at home.
Yeah, absolutely. Same way, obviously, for MC scouting the same stuff. This time StarDust didn't proxy his second pylon, and MC will actually scout the third one. There we go.
Okay.
Other way around. Same for StarDust, I mean, and Mothership, of course, being chrono boosted, that's the time where the probe has to leave right when it pops, because the Mothership core, if micro correctly, will be able to gun down the probe, and you don't want to lose it. You want to have it around on the map, or at least touching one of the watchtowers.
Ooh, and there's going to be Stargate here.
For both.
For both. Uh-oh.
Place your bets. So
place your bets, place your bets.
This time Phoenix against Phoenix?
Yes, I think Phoenix against Phoenix.
I think so too, somehow.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's willing to risk an Oracle.
I think MC played Phoenix twice in the first set, so maybe this time he's mixing it up, getting an Oracle, but let's see.
You gonna go with that one then?
Yeah, I say MC's going and getting an Oracle while StarDust is going for Phoenix.
Okay then. Okay, I like this game. It's a fun game. So StarCraft 2, it's pretty cool. Okay, so
what will it be? Phoenix or Oracle. Okay.
Oh.
So they stick with it. They don't care at all.
That just stinks right there.
They just, yeah.
They stick to their guns, man.
And the question now is, will the Phoenix be pooled once again at home? No, he's actually, this time he's rallying it across.
Wait,
to catch the Stalker.
Yeah.
He's going to catch the Stalker.
That's great. That's brilliant.
That's
yeah, for free, for free.
Okay, so do you cancel the Oracle and build, no, he lets the Oracle finish and gets the Twilight Council right away.
Whoa, all right then.
But MC scouts it.
He must
my
have
God.
seen the Oracle coming out, right?
I think he saw everything. The Oracle is changing its path right now.
Oh, that's quite clever. But at the same time, there's already another Phoenix on the right-hand side as well, so he's covering both angles here.
Yeah, this time he's way more active with his Phoenix. Look at this.
Yeah, both sides are covered.
Yeah, both sides are getting completely scouted. He's not want to get caught off guard by an Oracle or any kind of proxy on the map. And I really like that, especially given the scout he had.
Where did the Oracle even go? It's just at the back.
Behind, yeah, it's behind the main base. He wants to sell the idea of a, I don't know, hallucination. There was no sentry, but he tries to do that.
You didn't see anything.
Yeah. It wasn't real.
Oh, jeez. Look at the convergence as well of these three Phoenix. They're like, oh, well, okay, natural. That's fine, that's fine. But they're still looking around. They're still looking for this. If he twigged onto the idea of it being at the very back, that would be absolutely amazing. But
you don't scout there. No, you don't scout there. You don't want to fly there because it takes so long to get there. And in 99% of the games, there is nothing. So you don't want to go there. So you leave them around your main base, just in case if the Oracle is flying in. And that's exactly what MC is doing right now. He's spreading them up. We'll have them in position. Let's have a look on the probe count. It's 29 against 29. This time, none of the players actually felt secure enough to chrono boost the eco the whole time, because they weren't 100% sure what is coming.
Too true. He's so active with the Phoenix. It's really cool to watch, but at the same time, this Oracle somehow, some way might actually get in, considering the Phoenix positioning right now.
Yeah.
If he gets in with that, then that's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant from StarDust.
But good positioning on the Mothership core and the Stalkers from MC, so I don't think it will kill too much, but you never know.
Yeah.
It's an Oracle.
Yeah.
And it's flying in right now.
It's zap time. MC's like, God damn it!
Yeah, only two kills. That's definitely not worth it. He's flying. He's trying to get into the natural, but MC, smart guy, having units there. And I think I would use the Revelation right now because the Phoenixes this time they will definitely find you, Oracle. I'm sorry, but
he's trying to escape, but you have been found. Dog the Bounty Hunter got you. All right.
He used the Envision one.
Yeah,
that was the wrong button, StarDust.
Yeah. Oh well. Oh well. Behind all of this, did he get Blink? Did he finish Blink? Yes, he did. Thank you very much, Mr. Fonka.
Yeah.
As well as +1 on the way for each of these players as well. StarDust also adding on a cannon in his main base because he just doesn't want these Phoenix really poking around too much.
Yeah, it's a good call because they can be very, very annoying. First of all for the Mothership, but also for the probes.
Yeah.
He has 2 sentries in there as well. They could get picked off if MC flies in right now because they don't have, basically no support. Can you see them? Okay, he has to start his Nexus cannon for that.
Gets himself a few probes, which is a nice start. It's more than that Oracle really did, to be honest with you. He got a few, but not much. So, gonna have to try and find a different angle. Where you going? Little dance.
Oh, wow, and actually he didn't kill a single Phoenix there. That was a little bit sloppy by StarDust. He definitely had the opportunity to gun down one of them. And look at this!
Fleet Beacon.
Fleet Beacon already. He saw the RoboBay and he gets... Oh my god. He gets the Fleet Beacon so early.
Yeah, and if he keeps this hidden from StarDust, this is a difficult thing to actually deal with. This kind of 2-base Fleet Beacon play with Tempest out that early against a Colossus player.
How do you keep it hidden, though? There will be hallucinations flying out. Maybe...
Phoenix try and catch the hallucinations?
Yeah, maybe your Phoenix can try to catch it. It's going to be very hard, but it is possible. MC is killing a probe over here. He's going for a 3rd base.
It feels like this is MC's pocket play of like, just, well, you know, now it's time to bust it out. Because he has reacted differently to RoboBays being going down in the past.
Yeah.
And he has won with them, yes, but this one, the Tempest is on the way at the same time as the first Colossus is on the way.
It's the hard counter build here, and StarDust is still not scouting, though having 100 energy on both of his sentries, actually more than 100, so he has to scout.
He has to, absolutely.
He needs to scout the fleet beacon. If he gets Colossus with thermal lens, they're completely useless. Yeah. And MC is getting more gateways.
Oh, and he sees the hallucination, gets one.
Oh my god.
And he's just going to keep doing that. He's going to keep doing that for quite a while here, whilst he adds on Templar Archives for Archons as well underneath this.
Oh my god, this is very, very interesting. StarDust getting the third Nexus and additional gateways.
I'll be honest with you, in both of these series, this is the build I've been looking forward to most. I had this feeling that MC would do it at least once. He used it against Grubby, a very, very similar one. And it worked wonders. So
on Overgrowth, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's see if it does here. Of course, MC did have a few nice pickups in that game beforehand.
Yeah.
Still.
Sniping the third Nexus.
Yeah.
Back then, but yeah. MC adding additional pylons. He does have his gateways up right now. Will he send out a probe and maybe aggressive with that? With the first, let's say, 3 Tempest? Because then you can two-shot a Colossus if you have the vision.
Keeping it hidden still.
And obviously, he will have the vision with his Phoenixes around. There's a hallucination coming, though.
How much is he going to really commit to dealing with this?
Nah, he will see it.
Yeah, he will see
the Tempest will shoot. He's like, hey, I'm here.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
So what's the reaction? Do you cancel the... Yeah, he canceled the Colossus.
Yeah, has to. I mean, how are you going to deal with that? There's already 2 Tempests out. There's going to be a third one as well. You do not have enough anti-air at this point at all to be able to bring those down before they start doing the job that they need to and then finishing the job that they need to.
Yeah, and MC is angry. He's adding 2 more gateways. He's going for it, I believe. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
StarDust never finished his thermal lens, so he didn't spend gas on that, but he has 2 Colossus that are basically useless with range 6.
He's trying to catch up to a tech that he'll never catch up to. Okay. Whoa, the longest charge of all time. Steady on, steady on. 85 army supply to 74, but again, these Tempests, if he gets vision of this army at the front.
Yeah, there's even Archons in the mix, as you mentioned. He did add the Templar Archive, so this will be very hard to defend.
Even if he had like an Oracle for Revelation to actually keep an eye on the army at the front, I think that could be kind of cool. I mean, 3 Tempests, they're going to do a lot of damage here.
6 Immortals as well. Look at this Colossus.
How are you supposed to save this third? How are you going to do it here? Because these Tempests are really trying to zone out these Colossi. They go to work on some of the Zealots at the front. One of the Tempests will end up falling, but he lifts up as many of the Stalkers as possible. And without the Colossi there, he doesn't really have a huge amount to his name. The Nexus falls. But these 3 Archons are going to work, though.
But he needs to do more. MC is actually falling apart a little bit here on the left side, because all the Zealots are getting nearby.
Reinforcements from MC in the south. Those Zealots and Archons clean that up. There's still 5 Immortals alive.
That pick-off.
StarDust, he could be done here. He doesn't really have too much left over at all. It's 57 army supply to 18 as more Zealots come in for MC. He's looking to advance on. He's played this build brilliantly and shut down everything StarDust has thrown at him.
Yeah. This looks extremely good for MC. He's going to take down the Nexus and the rest of the army and will advance to the round of 8 here.
Brilliant stuff by MC, pulling an ace out of his sleeve at the very last moment to seal the deal. Look at him, he's happy. GG, MC takes the series, moving on to the round of 8.
Yeah, none of the Immortals were actually being killed, or maybe just 1 or 2 in the fight. Picking off the very last Immortal with the Phoenixes. And obviously, with a Tempest, you have a very, very good tool to kill the Colossus. We saw the Colossus were basically useless. It's just they had 6 range, so they can shoot as far as a Stalker.
Yeah.
Not really taking or like dealing the damage they need to, because you invested so much into them.
I mean, you phrased it perfectly, my man. The curse of the second series, because it keeps happening. We keep saying it happened time and time again. StarDust falls victim to that, but MC prevails and moves on to the round of 8. So actually, that means our round of 8 is all good to go. And what a lineup we have. Oh, this is going to be a really, really good end to the season, I think.
Yes. 1 more Terran today and 1 more Protoss. Advancing to the round of 8. We have only a single Zerg, though. A little bit surprising.
Just a single Zerg, yeah. Golden looking to fight on for his one of his final tournaments. He will be playing at DreamHack Stockholm as well, I believe. But it's a really, really good round of 8. Anyway, without further ado, guys, that does it from us here at the casting desk. Now over to other StarCraft-related things.
Other StarCraft-related things, James? What the heck is that kind of throw? I'm going to have to do some more throws, that's for sure. We are over in the crowd right now with MC, who has won the final game. Well, congratulations, MC. Fabulous way of going through. You're careful. They're all just cheering for you. They love you here. It's great. What have you got to say to this crowd?
I love you guys.
Good way to start. Okay, so how do you lose to StarDust the first time, and then beat him the second time? Less nervous?
Yeah, I told you first match, I was really nervous, so it's not my play. And last match, decide match, I didn't nervous, so easy win.
Was an easy win in the end, wasn't it? So we're going to do the quarter-final draw, the round of 8 draw in a minute. Is there anyone you want to play? Any revenge?
I think in the quarterfinal, all players are not good, and 5 Terran.
Yeah.
I really like against Terran, but only Yoda is my teammate, so I just don't wanna make him sad. So yeah, so I just worry about that. So Bunny or Gordon, yeah.
Easy?
Bitch, please.
Okay, that's a good way of ending. Ladies and gentlemen, MC is our final player into the round of 8. We are going to do the draw right now. So let me head over towards Sean, who is waiting for me right now. And there's also our product manager, who's also called Sean, but he's actually called David. I've never worked that one. I'm going to have to talk to you about that at some point. Right, I should explain to you, there's a few rules around the draw. We are going to do the draw for the round of 8. Let me get this as clear as I can possibly make it. None of the first place players from any of the groups in the round of 16 can play each other. None of the second place players can play each other either. So obviously we have to draw from different pools. There is one additional rule, which is that no player that played a player in the round of 16 can meet before the grand final. So, yeah, Apollo's already going, what? But trust me, we'll figure it out as we go through. It's an absolutely random draw, except for when we get to the second place players, and I'll explain why in just a minute. So, David, are you ready for the first set of players to come out of the bowl? Okay, let's draw the first player. These are the winners of each of the groups, groups A to D. They've been played over the last week or so. Let's see who the first one out of the bowl is. It's Yoda from Group B. Winner, of course, last week on Wednesday. He goes into the top of the bracket.
So which other winner is on his side next?
Yes, because he will play the winner of the second match on this side of the bracket in the semi-finals, which will be... Golden. So, a Zerg, the only Zerg in the round of 8, goes into position number 2. Bottom half of the bracket now, our third player. Only have groups A and D. Of course, we saw 4GG this evening. It's Bunny from Group A, the winner on Tuesday last week, doing a very good job in that all-European group. So he's the third man out. Our final one should be, if Sean's done his job properly, should be 4GG.
This Sean, not this Sean.
Yeah, quite. Okay, so confirmed, 4GG from Group D as the winner of that group. So that gives us our first 4. Now, obviously what that means now is that Yoda and Golden cannot meet anyone from Groups B or C. So we're only going to have the second place players from Group A and Group D go into the bowl right now, as they're the only 2 players that can play on that side of the bracket. You ready?
Okay. Give it a good twirl, mates.
Yeah, give me a good twirl round just to make sure it's absolutely good.
So this is Yoda's opponents?
Yep.
This one?
Yeah, MC doesn't want this one. It's the only one he doesn't want. Yoda will play MC. Oh, what do you know? Well, he said it. He didn't want... I can think of the 2 words he's thinking of right now. One starts with B, and the other one finishes with please. I'm pretty sure that's what he's thinking right now. The one person he didn't want. What are you doing?
Or Sean? One person.
Right, and Golden will play Happy from Group A. So, the Russian Terran will play the Korean Zerg. The last 2 will go into the bowl. So far, what do you reckon, Sean? It's quite good. Bad for MC, bad for
really
Yoda.
wanted, obviously, the switch for him to play the other one.
I mean, gets
It's pretty
past
cool,
Yoda, though, and Golden and Happy, he'd be all right with that, wouldn't he?
Well, the thing
That
is,
side of the
Yoda's
draw?
playing really, really well recently, so
Yeah.
I don't know if that's maybe going to affect the matchup
Yeah.
or something, or if MC's going to, you know, maybe he's feeling sorry because he's going to eliminate his teammate, or if he's feeling sorry for himself because he's going to have to go against Yoda. But I actually really, really like the Golden Happy game. Golden shows some great
Yep.
games already this season.
It's going to be fun. Right,
Yeah.
let's find out the rest of the quarterfinal. Let's draw our third player out of this side of the draw. This one will play Bunny, and it will be from Group B, San. That's a tough game for both players.
Yeah, it's nasty.
Yep, San versus Bunny. So San and MC on the opposite side of the bracket. I think MC will be quite happy about that.
Play him
Let's
in the
find
final,
out the
maybe?
final player of our round of 8, and it is confirmed as MM, who will play 4GG and an all TVT. It's the two TVT experts who go head to head. That's a cracking draw.
It's a brilliant game to see actually 4GG and MMA play against each other, because in team cups like Ace TC, they always play against each other. They always trade blows. Acer always send out MMA. Millennium naturally always send out 4GG. They've won a lot against each other over
Yeah, indeed. I was hoping that we might get Kalaris to pop over and join the players and get their reactions, but he seems to not be around. So we'll just go through the quarterfinals. Yoda versus MC, Golden versus Happy, Bunny versus San, and that all TVT at the bottom, 4GG versus MMA. I'm just going to throw this out there as a Terran fan. Could be an all Terran semi-final.
It could be Red Eye.
I'm just saying.
It could be
An all foreigner final as well. Sean's getting all ahead of himself here. Could be Happy versus Buddy, but yeah. So what do you think overall? What are you looking forward to?
I'm really looking forward to. I think the upper bracket may play out as a lot of people are expecting it to play out, which would be maybe MC Golden pushing forward there. But the low bracket really looks interesting. The 4GG MMA game's amazing. Bunny San, I really want to see how well Bunny's going to prepare for San, and I think he could beat him too.
Okay, and yeah, 4GG MMA is well,
it's a brilliant game.
It's a fantastic game,
game,
isn't it? Really, it's going to end that one. Don't forget, if you want tickets, you can come and join us here in Cologne at ESL. We're in Studio 1 for the grand finals. They will be next weekend, not this weekend coming, because that's DreamHack and it's Road to BlizzCon. Don't forget to miss that one. Don't miss that one either. And the following week afterwards will be our World Championship Series Europe Grand Finals. The round of 8 played all the way through to the Grand Final. Are you still good for Fantasy League predictions?
Yeah, MC saved me today.
Yeah,
I picked you to win.
He did,
in my group.
He did.
You got through
all right.
second, so you helped me today.
He's okay. Can I just grab a quick word with MC? MC, come and join us. We're just going to shuffle around. You're going to leave. All right, thank you, Sean. Sorry, product manager. That was Sean, everyone. Round of applause, please. Help me out here. Okay, good. Okay, MC. I'm sorry. It was Sean.
He's such a disgrace.
He managed to pick the only player you didn't want.
He made first Yoda and MMA, same group.
Yeah.
And Yoda against me.
Yeah.
Wow, such a disgrace.
There's nothing else to say. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And on that bombshell, it's time to finish for WCS Europe round of 16. This man, he got through in the end to the round of 8. We are going to play that grand final, the round of 8, the semis and the grand final on the 4th and 5th of October. That's not this weekend coming. The following weekend, make sure you're tuned in or you're coming down here live. But for now, thanks to everyone that's come down. Thank you to everyone that's taken part in the round of 16 over the last 4 days and over the last 2 weeks. We'll see you in 10 days from now for the final season of WCS Europe.